Good morning. This is Rosie with Illuminate the Darkness, and we are going to go over our third quarter moon reading. This sign is in Leo. The third quarter moon stands for releasing, letting go. It could be for forgiveness, clearing negative energy, releasing old habits, and taking responsibility for the past. So, with that taking responsibility, it's literally just trying to get you to identify that with yourself, release that and let it go and move forward. Because if we don't move forward and we continue to lie to ourselves about how things went, then we just continue to relive it in our own way. So release those things and then prepare for new intentions for the new moon. So we're releasing those things and we're clearing the energy to make room for the new moon that's coming in next week. And this will prepare you to just be ready to close the one door so new ones can open. So the Leo sign is bold, warm, expressive, loyal, generous, confident on the outside, but sometimes they can have a very big need for validation on the inside. And sometimes their pride can lead them to ego-driven behavior. So the sign of Leo is a fire sign. Fire signs can be very passionate, enthusiastic, and confident. And it is ruled by the sun. So all the planets, it's a star. It's the one that we live or controls our life the most. So the sun can stand for confidence, vitality, and identity, so self. And then the lion from the Leo can represent strength, courage, protection, and leadership. And it is also seen on like the strength card. So it is very much a symbol of strength and courage and that divinity of being in your power. And also, Leo is a fixed sign. So fixed signs are stabilizers. They come in the middle of a season. They are dependable, persistent, dedicated, and they can be very stubborn at times. So everything comes with a little negative flaw to it. And sometimes whenever you're very on your shit, you can be a little stubborn, and sometimes that throws us off a little bit. Alright, let's read the energy of this moon, see what it brings for us today. Well, fumble on the cards this morning. It's early. Alright, one more, guys. Alright, we got Six of Wands in reverse, Seven of Wands upright, and Five of Pentacles in reverse. Let's see what this means. Okay, so the Six of Wands in reversed, it can stand for trouble ahead, maybe more specifically at work, or in the ways that you make money, or business, just anything like that. Usually difficulties caused by other people. So either people causing issues are things like people not doing their job, and maybe it falls back on you. Maybe you're the boss, maybe you're someone that has to go on break and leave someone else in your responsibility, or in charge of your responsibility, and they like let you down, promises fall through, or maybe you have a delay in a promotion that you're expecting. Maybe you're expecting a raise or to further yourself in some kind of way, and it's just not happening as fast as you would like it to. With that being said, Seven of Wands is about struggle. This is a lovely time of the third quarter moon. I swear, every third quarter moon that I do a reading with, it's really hard energy to go through. It's a trying time, and what you would really have to see that as is like something trying to block you and add more to your plate before that new moon gets here. So you just did a whole bunch of clearing with that full moon. Half the time we don't even think about that last stage before the new moon. And what it does is it distracts us and it keeps us in a cycle. And it tests us on how we're going to respond, especially if it's going to be the same old responses that we've always done. So it's trying to see if you're ready for the next level yet. In a book that I was reading about Buddha, it was saying that the doors are like, there's always like a door that we're trying to go through the next side. The big mandala that we live in it has hundreds of doors that we got to go through. And so like, you're obviously not going to just get, greeted by a guard and be like, what's the password? So like, what happens is we go through all these different events in our life, and then the way that we respond and shine ourselves unlocks the key to the next door, or maybe even changes the direction that we're going into. And all that is to send us into our path that allows us to go through our lessons that we need to use to lead us to the one mindset. So this can be a strength of character. It could be battle. Battle won and obstacles overcome with the strength of character. My bad, I read that wrong. So it has the struggle, but it's testing your strength of character. So it's trying to see, again, how you approach it. So with these battles won, these obstacles become overcome. It says, appears when you are about to give up and whenever you're in your most everything is against me mentality. So it's saying that it sucks that this card is telling you that there's going to be slightly more issues along the way. It's going to require you to work hard and keep that strength up, along with that Leo energy that we just talked about. And most importantly, it's talking about having faith over fear. Okay? And that's an important one. So that's a part of that testing that I was just talking about. To really see if you know if things are going to go well for you or not. Even when they're not going well for you. That's the mindset it wants you to be in. Even when things are falling apart around you, you still have this mindset of, it's okay, it's still going to work out for me. This is for my better good. This is, I'm saying, I'm just going to let it happen and let the dust settle. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes that's all we can do. This also promises that success will be in your future. It is assured. As long as you keep that energy up. As long as you keep up that, what you've been doing. Don't give up yet. It's saying you're almost there. Like, it's your little light at the end of the tunnel. Like, right when you think that you're about to give up on that race, you look over and, oh, well, it's right there. Okay, well, I better just keep on going. Alright, so then the Five of Pentacles in reverse. This stands for restoration. Improvements will be seen. from your hard work. So again, all that hard work from the Seven of Wands is going to cause this restoration of the Five of Pentacles in reverse. The former loss that you have had will be made good, and you may even get help from outside sources. This could be from like business grants, or maybe it's that faith over fear, like we just talked about, and some magical happens and you hit the lottery and become rich or something, you know. That'd be cool. Because again, this card has in the description faith over fear. So that's 2 cards in a row, just telling you to keep your faith, to keep your, energy consistent. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's literally just what telling you not to give up, and that your confidence is still growing. That, whenever we have these periods of growth, it seems really hard because it's growth. You think it's easy to build all that and grow that big? Like, come on now. Takes energy, takes effort, takes time. And then difficult times will soon be memories in the past. Okay? And then what happens with memories? Half the time you forget them. So it's like, one day you'll be like, damn, I remember that. And it won't even be a matter or a factor in your life no more. Alright. Let's do 1 card pull from the Black Moon Astrology. Alright. Yes, Solar Eclipse Revolution. Number 44. Book is backwards. Solar Eclipse Revolution. Revolution is actually something that starts in individuals' hearts. By Bill Viola. I don't know why my tongue just does not want to form words sometimes, guys. My bad. Okay, this card spells out change. Eclipses, both solar and lunar, are the earliest forecasting tools used in astrology. Throughout these dramatic sky events, the ancients understood major transformations were about to happen, and since these eclipses looked so dramatic, ancient people greatly feared them. Since during an eclipse, the sun and moon give the impression they disappear, the ancients associated eclipses with serpents they believed were devouring the lights in the sky. From this, the ancients formed the idea of death and rebirth, which is what eclipses are all about. In other words, when it comes to eclipses, something has to die for better things to be born. In the cast of the solar eclipse, the effects are no longer lasting. So again, with the new moon approaching, you want to release all these things so that way you can make room for all this new stuff coming to you. So, that's what that's talking about, is the death and rebirth is literally just release so that way new things can come. From the ashes we are reborn, right? The solar eclipse occurs during the new moon when the sun and moon are in opposition but perfectly aligned. For a brief time, the moon obscures the sun, blocking it from view. In essence, this is a blackout. It means that we must focus on what is directly in front of us. Usually a change or a shock is in store, which may not be welcome, but is necessary to move us forward. When the solar eclipse card turns up in a reading, you can expect swift changes that end one chapter and start a new one. You may have felt something would eventually happen, not having recently paid much attention to the situation. Then you're presented with a shock or a jolt, and you're reeling over the sudden change. This upheaval takes away what has been familiar and safe so you can embark on new territories or even venture to a strange new terrain. But it will be daunting. I just recently went through that. My school shut down randomly, and so it was a very big process of trying to go to a different school and get all that credit transferred and going again. And it has been working out pretty well, and I really like it. Speaking of, if anybody in the St. Louis region, wants to try to do some work together, I don't know if I want to promote that on here though. Okay, anyways. These events may seem like negatives at first: a divorce and an end to a relationship, being forced to move, or even losing your job. Eclipses tend to affect relationships foremost, however, and so you may soon see stressors and upsetting changes in the relational supports that you have counted on. For whatever reason, these may be taken away either for the time being or perhaps permanently, so the one thing that you can count on is that your life will go through a complete rearrangement of sorts. The energies are saying that it is necessary to be cruel before being kind. The eclipses are not always about the downside. Instead, you may find yourself having to dive in, change something, fix something, or create something you hadn't really thought of, but will work out brilliantly that ends up transforming your life all the ways you've hoped for, maybe beyond your wildest imaginings. All in all, when the solar eclipse card turns up, it implies that you are being forced to make a decision to act on it. There will be no stepping away from it, even though you may not have been consciously aware of just how much certain issues were not working. It's time to look ahead and finally resolve what has held you back. Now it is time to begin anew and start that new chapter in the book of life. So there it is, guys. It's your new chapter starting again. So again, this is the releasing time. So that way during this new moon up next week, we can have this clear energy so that way all these new things can come to us. And this life that we continuously be rebirthed in continues to be flowing. Because why resist it when it changes anyways? Okay, guys? Don't resist. Just flow. Alright, well, thank you so much for coming to watch my channel. And if you have made it this far, please like, share, and subscribe for me. I really like to do these videos. There's not really a specific reason other than I think it's really interesting how it turns out sometimes. And if you guys have any comments, I would love to hear it. See you later.